first question to Kyle Austin.
Hey, Joe, I guess just wondering first, what have these last couple of weeks have been like, and what have you been able to do to kind of keep improving when you haven't been able to practice?
Yeah, it's been hard. We've been able to get some workouts in here and there, some shots up, but mainly it's trying to stay healthy and be safe with this whole thing going on. So it's been a little bit difficult, but some of us got to rest up our bodies a little bit. So right now the biggest thing is just trying to get in condition again and be able to go out and play a game again.
We'll go next to Chris Solari.
Hey, Joey. When you to have this long of a layoff, I mean, have you ever had in the middle of a season this long of a layoff? And as a guy who's kind of dealt at times with injuries, how do you maybe liken working guys back in and guys going out of the rotation when you do have a situation like this?
Yeah, it can be hard, but a lot of cases it can be good for the team. Different guys got to step up. Different guys got to have more of an expanded role. Like you said, going through some injuries, I always felt like taking some time off and getting to watch basketball on the sidelines. I mean, some of our guys didn't get to do that, but I always felt like I came back even better, being able just to observe and watch. It's obviously we're really eager to get back on the court too, so that plays a big factor as well.
Is there a point where the time off became wanting to get back in? I mean, do you remember a point in the last 2-3 weeks that you've been like, enough is enough, we need to play?
Yeah, I mean, right away it sucked because we were getting ready to go play a big game against Iowa, and then after that, I kind of got a couple of days off the rest, and it was maybe a little bit needed just to get some rest. But after 2 or 3 days, you were ready to play some games again. And then we had a couple more things happen, so it's been a long stretch here, and this is at times it got hard.
We'll go next to Audrey Dahlgren.
Joey, with Marcus wanting to, play a bigger role at center for you guys, how do you think that this 2 weeks that you've had maybe have helped him in that area? Or what have you noticed from him or seen in these 2 weeks?
Well, he's really talented. We've all known that. I think Marcus has got to keep working and keep trusting his coaches, trusting what his teammates say to him, because if he does things that we know he can do and that we've seen, he's going to be a huge part of our team, and he's making strides every day.
Thank you.
Go next to Brendan Quinn.
Joe, you mentioned guys resting their bodies. I know you took a number of shots, and I think your leg was banged up.
I think you were on mute there. He's on mute.
Hey, Brendan, can you re-ask that? Because it kind of broke up a little bit.
Okay, how are we now?
That's better.
All right. You took a number of shots earlier in the year. I think you were kind of battling through some injuries. In hindsight, can you tell us just how you've been physically this year and where you are now?
For the most part, I've been healthy. Going through some injuries in the past. Had a couple of little bumps and bruises here. I took a pretty good shot against Nebraska to the face, but other than that, I've been pretty healthy, and I think this time off has helped me kind of get back to 100%, helped everybody. I mean, there's not a season that you're going to go through where guys don't get banged up every once in a while, so time off is going to help us, but it was a little more of extended time off, so now you got to worry about conditioning, keeping strength up, so it was a little bit different, but definitely good for our bodies in the long run, I think.
Thanks.
And then we'll go to Stephen Brooks.
Hey, Joey. When you're talking about coming back to a real game, obviously after so long off, as a team, what do you think are the most important things to sort of address in these couple days that you do have a practice? Like, I guess, what would you say are sort of the things that you have to either focus in on the most or most concerned about after a long layoff, just in terms of a team coming back and playing at the level you guys need to?
I think one thing would be turnovers. You got to focus on not turning over the ball and being sloppy with it. Sometimes when you take some time off, that can tend to happen. If shots aren't going to fall, you got to make sure you're not turning over the ball as well because we haven't taken many game speed shots in a while. So hopefully we do make shots. But this is the kind of things you got to prepare for. And obviously there could be some guys playing more minutes. Subbing rotation could happen more often just because of maybe our conditions. So everybody's got to be ready to play.
And then also, if I could, just while you're looking at Rutgers, obviously a team you've already played, are you noticing anything different from them this time around, or what have they been up to, these last couple weeks as you go into the scout?
Yeah, I mean, they had a stretch where they lost. I think it was 4 or 5 in a row, but they've made some adjustments, and they played really well last game. Obviously, we played well the first time we'd play them defensively, but, like any good team, they're going to make adjustments on how they're going to come at us this time, and we're just going to have to answer.
Thanks, man.
We'll wrap it up with Joey with one question from Jim Comparoni.
Hey, Joey, I want to ask you a little bit about the one-on-one workouts with Tom Izzo. Tom said that he'd conducted some of those workouts himself there for a few days. He enjoyed it, or he seemed to, as he's told us. What was it like for you to get that one-on-one time with him? What were those workouts like?
Yeah, it was good to get back in the gym. It had been I don't know how many days it was that we were sitting out until we finally did work out. So we were all pretty tired, but he brought the energy right away, and he looked at this time off as not a time to sit and kind of mope around, but a time to get better and really get ready for we obviously we want to go on a run and win some games here, and I think that's what we did during this time is get better, mentally prepared, just kind of let our minds rest a little bit, our bodies too, but now we're ready to go out there and attack.
Joey, thanks so much for taking the time.
No problem.
And we'll be joined by